What's up, people? Double Dragon, day 14 in the WoWkemon dailies, up against a bat. So the PTR for patch 5.2 is now up, and I've done a couple of videos on it, but there's not much to see, in all honesty. Not much to see at all. There's a world boss, a few broken scenarios, LFR that takes forever to queue, and some of which just doesn't work anyway. So I tried to queue up a bunch of times and it kept failing, and apparently the very last LFR, that one works, the one where you fight like the last boss. I'm not entirely sure if the people on PTR were telling the truth whether it is working, but I did queue for it regardless, and I waited in the queue for 2 hours, and it turns out that no one else was queuing, so I just gave up. It doesn't really matter though. I was just hoping to check out the bosses that were up, right? But because the dungeon journal's already pretty much complete, it means I can still do boss guides. I just, you know, can't see where you're gonna fight them. I can't tell what LFR has what bosses, but that's about it. I mean, apart from that, I can still do it. So, I mean, I'm gonna make another one straight after this WoWkemon episode. And I'm really hoping to start doing those 10-man normals, like the not LFR version of the fights in the Throne of Thunder, tier 15. Because, yeah, like I missed out on the like initial Pandaria raids. Like I couldn't really. I was about a month behind everyone else. Oh damn! The Big Nash died. That sucks. Okay, tank spot, do it. And yeah, so by the time I caught up, I mean, I've done the guides now. There are all the tier 14 guides are up, but I haven't done the heroic guides, right? And that's kind of important. Like, I want to get them done as fast as I can, but the content's getting so old now that I'm not even sure if it's worth it. I will do them, but it'll take a bit of time. Next fight. So in terms of other projects that I've got coming up, I've got this satirical take on a recent conversation on MMO Champion about healers and how there are no like healing dailies. Like if you want to level up, you have to not be a healer. Someone was like complaining. They were saying, "I don't want to change spec. Just because we got dual spec doesn't. Oh, I just want to play as a healer. This sucks." And then like they're just saying, you know, how does Blizzard expect me to play the game if I can't play the spec I want to play? And then Blizzard came along. They're like, guys, just change spec. Don't be such entitled, whiny babies. And it turned into this like massive blue post conversation, and ever since then, I just thought it would be hilarious if they just came out and said, okay, alright, fair enough, we're gonna have healing dailies, we're gonna have entire zones dedicated to healing, we're gonna have a goddamn expansion that's centered around healing. So I wrote out a script for it, and in all honesty, like I'm trying to shorten them down. The last ones, the scripts for those are about 1,000 words, and I want to get these things down to about 2 or 3 minutes video. So that would be about 500 words, a 500-word script. And when I write a lot. Like every time I have an idea, I will write it down. I won't even hesitate. I'll just be like, that's kind of funny, I'm putting that in. So it's become a case now that the script is essentially done. Like it turns out to be like 1,000 words, and I wasn't aiming for that, because in terms of like what's written there's really nothing much there. I just happened to pad it out with all kinds of stuff I've thought of. So I've got to go back and edit it and all that, and God, it's such a pain. Because after I do the script, I mean, that's like, you know, that's kind of like the hardest part, but at the same time, the rest of it, getting the visual elements, getting the audio done, that all takes time, and it's going to take me about a week to do. And I've got PTR, I got these WoWkemon episodes, so you know, all these things take time. So my priority is to do some PTR coverage. I have never done it before, and I'm determined to do as much as I can. I don't want to, you know, put out 1,000 videos in one day, but I want to have it be like a sustained effort, kind of like WoWkemon, right? So I do a WoWkemon episode every day. I want to do the same with PTR. I want to have an episode up of just something new, a boss fight, some new feature, a scenario, some dailies, a quest line, anything like that. You know, there's going to be plenty there. It's going to be added over time, so it means I can, you know, on a constant basis just get something new out. So that's going to be like this content. It's going to be improvised, just anything off the top of my head as I'm doing it, as I'm I might do a little bit of research, but not exactly. Like, it's not, you know, when I say research, I mean I'm gonna have a look at like the patch notes and then detail to you what it involves. You know, that's research for me. So yeah, it's not gonna be extensive, like super coverage that encompasses every aspect of every single thing and release dates and Blizzard feedback and shit. It's just gonna be me, you know, crapping on about things that come into my head, things that I think sound good at the time. So with that satirical healer video, I don't know, man, because I'm gonna have to rewrite the script. I mean, I'm not happy with it, like the structure of it. I structured it so that it takes longer than I was hoping to get like the point across that I'm trying to get. So usually I build up, like I have a question at the start, a question of, you know, why are there no healer dailies? And then I build up from there, have a conversation between characters, and then I transition into like a trailer, like a spoof trailer in the same video. But this time I want to go straight into the trailer without having that whole conversation. And like, it's difficult to explain, but essentially this video is difficult for me to structure, okay? It's easy for me to write, I come up with plenty of material, but I'm having trouble structuring how I present the information that I have. So, next battle. So I might have just like this tiny little rant, right? It's basically just the videos I look up when I go on YouTube and I type in like patch 5.2 and all that. So I've been kind of exploiting the fact that that's kind of like a high profile search term, and I've been putting out videos, you know, before it becomes popular, just so I can get in there. But other people have been putting up videos for like, they go for a minute, alright? A fucking minute, which isn't even a video. It's like 3 words and then it's over. And they don't have anything useful to say. They just like show you some new content and they say, this is the content, look at me flying around, oh, he's gonna attack me, and then the video is over. And I just feel stupid after watching it. That pisses me off, right? Not only that, but in the same vein with the 5.2 search term, people put up these videos that just discuss like class buffs and stuff like that, like you know, like a warlock buff or you know, they've got like whole channels dedicated to talents, to like a talent tree and a class. I don't understand it. Like maybe people do really like that stuff, but I don't personally understand it. How can you base a whole channel, all these videos, around one class and like one spec, and like, you know, mini changes, tiny changes when a patch comes along, as if that fucking changes the gameplay entirely, alright? It's like a tiny little feature. I don't understand how you can make a whole video dedicated to that. I'm gonna keep going even though the battle's over, because it pisses me off when I see it. Because people are still making these crappy ass videos and people are watching them. Like, these channels are getting like 10 bajillion subscribers and the content is awful. Well, it's not awful, it's just, I just don't understand it. I can't fathom it. I can't fathom that people are actually subscribing to channels dedicated to one thing, one little thing, with videos that are centered around changes, insignificant changes to this one little thing. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Anyway, PvP, let's do it. Haha, once again I did not do a PvP battle because I realized the trainer, I don't want to outlevel it. So here we go. Chlorit. I think these pets are kind of similar to the Hinterlands trainers, but I just know that this grubby thing is very similar. So I don't necessarily think this is going to be too difficult. He dodged it. What is that? Leap. Applied speed boost. Okay, speed buffs. Stupid. So I learned recently with the speed buffs, right, that they're kind of important. So, like, they influence a lot of attacks. So if I've got an attack like fly up or burrow, then speed is vital to pulling it off. Because if I have a high speed and I use burrow first, it means he'll do an attack and he can't select an attack himself. So he'll do the attack that's already preset when he selected the abilities, and then I'll still be burrowed so it misses, and then he can't do anything. The only thing he can do is like change pets, and even then he's still going to take damage. So on a case by case basis that would be useful. So it's kind of important. My pets don't have a high speed, right? When I selected the blue pets that I wanted, the rare pets, I went with the damage. So my pets have all got pretty high damage, like 170, whereas this woman's pets has like 150 tops. So I do more damage, but my speed will never be better than theirs unless they're lower level than me. So in that aspect, kind of boned. But you know, looking on the other side of the spectrum, my damage just alone, like most of the time I don't employ difficult strats. I just go with what gets me the most damage, because that's what matters to me. It's always been the same with all strategy games. I need to do the most damage. Like I kind of ignore the fact that something might happen. See, like I'm a terrible like chess player because I don't really think ahead that far. I'm just focused on what will. It's difficult to explain. I'm looking at it as if nothing unexpected would happen, right? And in thinking that, my logic is that if I do the most damage, even if it's like a little bit above theirs, I will win. So then I deal with the little pesky abilities, the annoying abilities, on a case-by-case basis. So if they slow me down, then I'll think, okay, so they slow me down, but since I already have a slow speed, that doesn't necessarily affect me that much. They apply a dot on me, so I'm like, okay, that means I'll be taking more damage per round, so I may need to swap my pet in order to survive, etc, etc. Okay, roar it. Okay, so I can't swap my pet. So see, to that doesn't really matter that much to me. It only really matters if I'm like one hit from dying, and I don't think I'm one hit from dying right now. I think I've got a good 2 hits in, possibly. Yeah. Okay, so now I'd be thinking about changing pets, but I can lift off. So after this lift off, I'll probably change. So that's the extent of like my strats. That's probably why I lost against DJ Penn's Punch. First of all, because he's cheap, but second of all, because I don't really think about anything but damage. But that's just me. Like, there's nothing wrong with thinking of stuff that would, weaken the enemy or whatever. So whatever works for you. Same with like StarCraft 2. I never use those the creatures or whatever that apply like special abilities, like you use this ability, it costs this much energy and it'll take down like a whole bunch of them. No, I just want many units so I can like swarm and kill them and stuff like that, and it works for me. So, oh wow, Pet Boss died. I think I have 1 pet left and he just oh, that was a lot of experience. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today. More PTR footage, probably today, probably tomorrow, and of course WoWkemon tomorrow. So stick around for that, guys, and I'll see you later. Have a good one.